The cackling witch-like social worker in British Columbia who shamelessly joined in with many other leftists in celebrating the assassination of conservative Christian free speech leader Charlie Kirk has been fired. I know that's a rare occurrence these days to see someone on the left actually be disciplined professionally for actually spreading hate instead of a nurse, for example, who knows the difference between men and females' biology, or a doctor who thinks it's medically unethical to coerce patients into getting an experimental jab. The devastating loss of Charlie Kirk is being said to be a turning point for many, and perhaps it's a turning point for the left. Your cloak has fallen, your fangs are showing, including to some of your own, who are starting to see who you've become. Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News, and the past few days have been incredibly difficult because of the loss of Charlie Kirk. A man I saw who was spreading truth, in my opinion, love, and he was doing so to the youth to change the darkness that I see in this earth and break through echo chambers. But the difference between the surprisingly intimate grief that I've been feeling after he was assassinated is that the salt in the wound is so much worse for those who know him in person and love him, his family, especially when that salt is being poured on by a slew of countless, and I literally mean countless, North Americans celebrating, excusing, and justifying the evil slaying of a good man in front of his wife and 2 kids. It's disturbing, but apparently not to wolves who walk amongst us, like the case of Cassidy, whom we are expected to depend on in British Columbia when we're in legal need, a social worker who was employed by legal aid. Well, she not only relished in Kirk's murder, she pleaded for more conservatives to be taken out just like him.
Charlie Kirk got shot and he's dead! Finally, somebody with a gun, which is almost everybody in the States, grew a pair and went and shot somebody on the right side. Thank you. Can we keep this up, please? It's very interesting to be like so incredibly broken about one person dying, and feel just kind of joyful about another person dying. I have zero empathy for anybody on the right side at all. Sorry. Not sorry at all. Bye, Charlie Kirk. Next. I'm not claiming to be tolerant. I'm very bloodlusty for people who have it coming. I have a lot. I mean, it just continues to build. There's a lot of this internalized just rage for so many things. So it would be great if they actually just kept doing this. Only can you televise it, please? Ooh, is it televised?
Charlie didn't deserve that. The rabid leftists say nothing about the DEI judge releasing a madman who's been arrested 14 times previously and beat up his own sister, being released into the public so he could violently stab a 90-pound woman on public transit. But when a good man, a father of 2, and a husband dies because he, shares opinions, it seems that thousands are celebrating it. And he didn't just die, he was assassinated.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
I've never seen someone do this.
Well, it's a growing trend because people like me are facing violence, assault, the left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly, multiple death threats.
Okay, so what's your goal in all this?
There's more people that agree with me than some people would actually believe, and they come out of the woodwork when I do stuff like this. We record all of it so that we put it on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens, because you start to think the other side is so evil and they lose their humanity.
Cassidy is thankfully no longer working under legal aid, BC, and no longer expected to serve the public via them, because clearly she couldn't serve the percentage of the public that are conservatives and probably Christians either. She doesn't think they're worthy of living. But again, the sad part is she doesn't seem to be alone.
We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck. In the neck.
Wah, wah. He probably made like thousands of trans kids kill themselves. I literally could not give a they can get a stepfather.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Literally, like, it makes perfect sense that he got, because he's a terrible, disgusting human being. Like, you can't just go around saying terrible, disgusting things. And according to the people that were on the opposite of Lincoln's side, they thought that he was saying deplorable and disgusting things, so that's why he got shot. If you say horrible and disgusting things to some people, they're gonna take that and they're gonna do something about it. Like, I just can't feel bad for someone like him.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
Well, I just saw the video of Charlie Kirk getting his box boomed. I mean, boomed, bitch, like gone. I have no issue with it. You know, the clown always comes back to bite. But why do y'all keep aiming for the wrong niggas? Aim higher. Aim higher.
Breaking fuck news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fantafast's favorite 5-mile wide mouthpieces, Charles Chuckle Kirk.
There appears to be a sickness spreading in the minds of the left, and it's not normal. The ones who are constantly claiming that words are real violence are celebrating actual violence and posting themselves doing so because they know they will have support when they do. And if you think I'm exaggerating, and perhaps it's not as bad as I'm saying it is, take a look at what the left is doing to their own, how they are treating one of their own when he showed compassion. That's Dean Withers. He's a left-wing commentator and a TikTok star who's debated Charlie in person, respectfully and articulately, something that the left seems to be allergic to. And when he was live streaming when it occurred, his natural, raw, real emotions were caught. And this is what happened.
Doesn't deserve that, man. Him and his family, they don't deserve that. Listen. His kids don't deserve that, man. His wife and children were in attendance, dude. Imagine, you know, imagine being a 12-year-old, you know, watching your dad die. Nobody deserves that. Not even Charlie Kirk. Nobody deserves that. I'm sorry that you guys have to see me like this.
He showed humanity, and his left-wing supporters are trying to eat him alive because of it.
In the last 24 hours or so, I've received a lot of public scrutiny and backlash in response to the fact that yesterday, after Charlie Kirk died, I cried, and then the video of me crying was blasted all over the internet. So first and foremost, I am distraught because of what happened to Kirk. I think that gun violence is always wrong, and I also think that violence leads to more violence. In fact, today we've already had 3 HBCUs go into lockdown because of retaliatory threats in response to what happened to Kirk. And that's my position. That's how I feel.
He's found the need or feels the need to actually excuse away why he cried, to explain it away, not once, not twice, 3 different times. Sadly, this uptick of left-wing violence is nothing new. I mean, Trump's already had multiple failed assassination attempts against him. Just a couple of weeks ago, another trans shooter joined the disproportionate amount of that community becoming mass shooters, this time targeting children as they prayed in pews inside a Catholic church that's also a school. Just a few days ago, another church in Canada was destroyed by fire, bringing the list of attacks against places of worship in the last handful of years well over 100 in our country. And let's not forget what just happened when Christians in Canada were shut down their peaceful worship event because it was going to be led by Sean Foyt, a mega conservative that LGBTQ activists deemed hateful and effectively lobbied 9 different jurisdictions to shut out Christians and tell the public we are a public safety risk. Premier David Eby falsely went on there and said that the Christian worship music is being used to go against gay people.
Premier, I just wanted to ask your reaction to an American singer, Sean Foyt, who is affiliated with the MAGA movement in the U.S. He's performing in Kelowna and Abbotsford next month. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't share this man's politics. I disagree with him using music to go after people who are gay. I think it is. I think it's pretty reprehensible, and I don't agree with the message that he's promoting.
That's the same lie, by the way, that's being spun about Charlie Kirk before he's even laid to rest. Stephen King just apologized for writing more evil fiction, this time falsely accusing Kirk of using or advocating for violence against gays. In reality, Charlie repeatedly said the opposite. That as a Christian, he believes he's commanded to love, not hate everyone. He said gay conservatives should be welcomed on the right, and if they're excluded because of people's personal views, he doesn't stand with those people doing the exclusion. Of course, that's a truth that the state media broadcasters at the CBC don't want you to know either. They aired a so-called anti-hate specialist falsely claiming the now late Charlie Kirk of advocating for violence against queers. And then they are standing by that person when they do it. This is sick. The leftists who cry hate when it isn't there and then applaud or excuse hate when it is a concerning trend. And perhaps part of that is because we lack bold leadership on the right that reminds people that conservative values that Charlie Kirk shared, such as valuing family, faith, freedom for all, is not extreme, it's not racist, and it's not fringe. And speaking of needing more strong conservative leadership and seemingly lacking such, now would be a good time to mention our conservative leader, Rustad, believes Trump, who they're also trying to kill, is partly to blame.
Do you think, though, John, that Trump himself is partly responsible for inflaming the situation there? Like, you heard him single out the radical left, but I've heard him call people fascists and communists. So, I mean, the blame has to be spread around to all sides, does it not?
I would agree entirely. It does have to be spread around because it's not about a political positioning, and people can hide behind whether they're radical left or radical right. People can hide behind any of these sort of things. The bottom line is these are criminal activities.
Some are saying the assassination of Charlie Kirk is the assassination of a modern martyr. And it's creating a much bigger turning point than even Charlie envisioned when he started Turning Point USA. And I agree, something has shifted. I'm glad to see that that's also causing some on the left to be appalled by their own peers and actually say that they are leaving the left, not sure where they're going or going to the right, all because of the last 48 hours. I also see people on the right saying they are angry and not knowing what to do with that. And I think I have the answer. Fight back. If you want revenge for Charlie Kirk, be more like Charlie Kirk. Pick up the same weapon he used, the weapon of truth. Speak it boldly, winning over minds and souls, one conversation at a time. Drea Humphrey for Rebel News. At Rebel News, we play a vital role and bringing you the other side of the story. That includes when media is excusing the assassination of a great man like Charlie Kirk. If you appreciate the work that we do, want to help be what makes it possible, there's many ways you can do so. One way is to shop at our store called rebelnewsstore.com, and you can use coupon code DREA10 when you do.